My mom sent my brother and I to the YMCA in Washington, D.C. It was a wonderful place. She picked that one because it was culturally diverse. She liked that very much. They had this thing at that time where they would take campers to Camp Letts that no one had heard of before, we hadn't heard of. And so I think it began in 1962. They took us on a bus to Camp Letts for about a week camp. And it was a wonderful experience. It was really a life-changing experience. It was absolutely fantastic for my brother and I. My mom came at the end and picked us up. And when she came, she looked around and said, "This is wonderful. This is a great place." It was just perfect. It was a real, true camping experience to help teach people good values. And she asked, "Is there any chance we could go?" You know, as a family, they said, "Yes, they have family camp." And so she said, "That's wonderful." And at the end of the year, on Labor Day, they had a family camp. And my whole family came, you know, my parents and my sister and myself and my brother. And that was 1962, and we've been coming ever since.
Going to camp, and there was this skit that was done at a campfire where they would try to get an audience member to come, and they'd say, "Okay, I bet you can't balance a penny on your forehead and then drop it into this funnel." And so while this person is preoccupied with balancing the coin, someone else would pour water into the funnel. So my mom and dad did their own version, and Mom said, "Okay, so here, put this penny on your forehead," and he did so, and she started pouring water in there, and then he pulled out a hot water bottle from his hands and said, "You can't fool me, I've been to Camp Letts before."
Leonie was born on March 29, 1918, in The Hague, the Netherlands, to a Jewish family, the only child of Bernard and Olga Schnatger. Leonie survived the Holocaust of World War II by adopting an assumed identity.
And of her 16 cousins, 4 of them survived. And that was a very high ratio for the time. And so to her, family, without her not really having much of a family, it was very, very important for her family to stay together and to get to know each other and be this family union.
You know, Oma was very special. She was a survivor of the Holocaust, and she had a lot of grit and determination and internal strength that kept her going, not just through that difficult time in her life, but then as she was raising her family and throughout her career. And I think she's just passed on to all of us a determination and a love for life, just a joy in living. And so that's something that obviously she, you know, even in her, up into her 90s, she was enjoying. Even if she couldn't necessarily participate in the activities herself, she enjoyed watching her family participate in those activities. And you know, up through her 90s, I was doing the fun run with her. I really loved the fact that the fun run wasn't based on who's the fastest. It was something that any age could participate in and have a chance at winning. But I would always walk with her, and I would always increase her estimated time, so she never won walking with me.
But I think her favorite part of Camp Letts was just that it brought us all together, that she had her whole family here. And growing up, I thought that was normal. I thought every family had something like this where they all came together from wherever they were to spend time with each other. And it wasn't until I was probably like 17 years old that I realized that not everybody has this kind of family experience where they can just all come together, spend some time together, and you know, be a family.
They used to have rowboats here. And so in addition to canoeing and sailing and water skiing, we had rowboats. And we'd gently go rowing all around here, and that was very nice. That was my father's favorite activity. He could get in a rowboat. He's a very peaceful man, and he would just row for hours. And it was, as a little kid, it was a real pleasure to be with him in a rowboat as he would row us out into Chesapeake Bay.
And we still are, even after her passing, because of that, because she made that important to us. And I intend to pass that down to my kids as well.